This is an agreed order, agreed temporary order, with the parties to be reset to appear in person on January 30th, 2024. The state is requesting to read into the record what has been agreed to by the parties.
What was that reset date, January?
30th, 2024.
All right.
And may I proceed with the reading of what's been agreed to, Your Honor?
You may.
Thank you, Your Honor. The parties agree that there's been no issue relating to family violence. There's been no request for non-disclosure. The parties to be named as joint managing conservators, with the custodial parent to reside in Dallas and the surrounding counties. Possession and assets temporarily as agreed to by the parties. And the state has used the gross income of the parties at $2,773 to calculate the support, with the child support to begin at $534 per month to start on December 1st, 2023. The insurance to start on December 1st, 2023 in the amount of $250 per month, with the custodial parent to cover the health insurance through her employer. The issue relating to retroactive support is reserved for the final trial, with the non-custodial parent to provide evidence of income with the W-2s for the year of 2022 and 2023. I believe that is the extent of the order. At this time, Your Honor, the state would like to call the mother hearing this matter. Ma'am, can I get you to state your name for the record?
Tasha Williams Mays.
And Ms. Williams, can you get you to state the name of the child or children that we're hearing reference to?
Traylon Mays and Taylon Mays.
And the name of the children's father?
Raymond Mays.
And did you hear what I previously read into the record that was agreed to by the parties?
Could you hold for just a moment, Mr. Mays, would you please? I need to see you in the camera.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear because I got you on my phone. I'm sorry, go ahead.
You may continue, Mr. Taylor.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Williams, did you hear what I previously read into the record?
Yes.
And are you in agreement with all those terms provided to the court?
Yes.
Do you find this agreement to be in your child's best interest?
Yes.
All right, we'll pass this part, Your Honor.
You have any questions, Ms. Johnson?
Your Honor, just in regards to the counseling provision, did you read that? I'm sorry, counsel, did you read about their agreement to begin counseling?
Just one moment. Would you like to
part of the agreement, Mr. Tatum?
It's typically not a part of our order, but I believe the parties did come to an agreement as it relates to the visit. I'm sorry, as it relates to our counseling. You can provide that to the court.
Yes. Your Honor, the parties have agreed and would like to go ahead and have that a part of the temporary order, that these two children are twins, boy and a girl, and that they will begin counseling with their prior counselor that mom is going to supply to dad, and if that's unavailable, that she will get a recommendation and that the children will attend the counseling with their father, and that would be in lieu of possession periods until we return in January.
Yeah, Honor.
How old are the children?
Yeah, Honor,
16.
I do have one.
I'm sorry.
One thing.
How old are the children?
16.
16.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, what's your question, Ms. Williams?
I do have one thing that I want to add to the counseling. I just realized that I'm not included in that counseling session, and I want to be included.
That would be up to the counselor. You don't get to choose.
I want to be included.
The parents will participate as the counselor recommends. This is about dad. This isn't about you.
Judge, I want to be included.
Then Judge, we just need a standard possession order so that we can see these kids, because he's been denied completely.
Okay, Judge, if
Your Honor, it appears that the parties do not have an agreement as it relates to the.
Okay, unmute yourself, Ms. Williams. You're muted. I can't hear you.
If they're going for a standard visitation, then I want supervised visitation, if that's what she's.
Ma'am, I'm not having no supervised visitation for 16-year-old children. I'm sorry.
I have a reason on why though, Judge.
All right, well, tell me the reason.
There is some substance abuse that has gone on, and my son has been exposed to it on several different occasions. Sometimes my husband has also been driving with all of us in the car. I do not want my 16-year-olds in the vehicle with him if he has been driving, and I have been a part of it. They do not have the right or the authority to say no. And my son has been exposed on too many different occasions, and he has some emotional balances that he's
right,
having
I'm
a hard time
assuming-
dealing with.
I'm assuming that's the reason for the counseling. Isn't that correct?
No, the reason for the counseling is that my husband wants to build up his relationship with my son. I'm telling you that there's some alcohol abuse going on, and
All right.
Judge,
All right.
I have
all
a
right.
problem with that.
All
And I
right,
got
Judge.
pictures of it and
Hold-
everything.
Miss Williams, I don't want to have to moot you if you just stop talking when I asked you to, okay?
Okay.
That's all I require you to do. All right, Mr. Mays, first of all, I need you to take that hat off your head. You're
I'm
in
sorry.
court.
I'm outside. That's reason it's kind of cold.
Okay, now,
Okay.
let's talk about the, why do you want the counseling, sir?
Well, Your Honor, I have not had an opportunity to spend any time with my children. I know my kids, they need me to explain to them what actually happened between me and their mother. And I don't have a problem with explaining that to them, but I need them to be able to, they have cell phones, but if I can't speak to them or have visitation, there's no healing process there. I got to be at least able to talk to them or see them or even communicate with them.
I agree with that 100%, sir. I'm going to grant you standard visitation, meaning that you'll have the right to visit with the children on the first, third, and fifth weekends of each month from 6 o'clock on Friday until 6 o'clock on Sunday. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You have any questions?
Not at all.
All right. Ms. Williams, you have questions about that.
I do.
What are your
So-
questions?
So, Judge, it doesn't matter that he has been in car wrecks from alcohol. It doesn't matter that he has alcoholism as a problem. That doesn't matter to you if my
It
kids
does.
have been exposed.
Well, listen, stop talking. Yes, I agree with you that that is a problem. And I'll include in the order, Mr. Tatum, that Mr. Mays can have no visitations unless he cannot imbibe alcohol 24 hours prior to his
Possession.
visitation with the children.
Yes,
Okay?
And I'm sorry, Judge. Can
That
I
means
make
you
a
can't
statement?
drink any alcohol 24 hours before you exercise any visitation.
And I agree with you 100%. I just want to state on the record, I have not had a drink since July 23rd of this year. I quit drinking. She doesn't know that.
Okay, well, you just told us, so now she knows. Okay. Would you include that in the order, Mr. Tatum?
Yes,
Yeah.
Your
All
Honor.
right.
Judge,
Judge
I have
Johnson.
another question.
Yes, ma'am.
So at 16, they also are very busy. So what happens if they don't want to go?
They can't be too busy to visit with their father. I'm sorry. They cannot be too busy. They're going to have to visit on the first, third, and fifth weekends with their father. If there's got something that they need to do, I'm sure he can take them to them, take them there just like you would take them there. That's what being a parent is. Sometimes you can't do things you want to do because you have to do things your children are involved in. Anything else, Miss Williams?
When I come to see you in January, can we reassess this?
Yes,
And
ma'am. That's the reason that this is a temporary order. I'm sure when you come back in January, on January the 30th, and if you have some issues or something that's not going the way you think it ought to be, reopen it with the court.
and what holiday does he get? Thanksgiving or Christmas?
I don't know. This
This
is
year, Your Honor, I believe possessory is Thanksgiving and the second half of Christmas. That's for this particular odd
okay.
year.
Is that the odd year? Okay.
It's
That
odd year.
means that he gets visitation the day after Christmas until they go back to school in January. So up until that time, you'll have them. You'll have them through Christmas.
Okay,
And
so
the
then that
Thanksgiving.
cancels, that cancels out the counseling session. Okay, and then Your Honor, he stays with a man. So you're gonna leave my daughter in a
Ma'am,
house with a
I
man?
don't have anything to do with his, with where he lives and how he lives. I'm sure he has a responsibility to keep your children safe, just like you have the responsibility to keep your children safe when they're with you. If anything happens, that's the reason we have Child Protective Services. You can call them, they will come out, they will investigate, and they will make the appropriate orders. Anything else?
No, I'll see you in January.
And Your Honor, just for
You have
clarity, this
questions?
is his Thanksgiving as well, so he would get them for the Thanksgiving period, and like we discussed, the second half of Christmas.
Right.
So
You
there's
get
no
them for
confusion.
Thanksgiving.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
then, on counseling, then I don't need to worry about finding a counselor, because that was my agreement prior to this, so I'm not up to finding a counselor.
Okay, then Dad will
Find
find
a
the
counselor
counselor,
if you
and he has the
wish.
right.
That's, if y'all want to get a counselor, that's fine. I don't have anything.
I don't want it in the
against
orders,
that.
though. Mr. Tatum, can you
Understand
remove
that-
that out the orders?
Yeah, okay. Just for clarity as well, Dad has the right to set up counseling as well, and so he can take on that responsibility so that
It's
he can
all
do
on
that.
him.
All on
Okay.
him. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Tatum, do you understand all of that? So you can put that in the order?
I just need a confirmation whether or not to include the language as it relates to the counseling session from you, Your Honor.
Do
Should
not,
I include?
do not include the counseling in the order. If that's
All right.
something they want to do, they have to do it extrajudicially.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing further.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Since this is a temporary order, y'all need to be on your P's and Q's so that when you come back on January 30th, you can raise any issues that did not go the way they should have. All right, thank you, Miss Johnson. Mr. Tatum is going to prepare the order. He'll email it to all of you. Thank y'all. I
Awesome.
appreciate your time. You
Have a
can
great day.
leave and you're free to go.
Thank
All
you, Your
right.
Honor.
We're going to proceed with number 8 next, Your Honor.